Hello and welcome to this special edition of Treasury Notes, a financial education program from the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. I'm your host, Gina Joynes. Today we're at the State Culture Center for the 10th annual When I Grow Up essay contest. This is for the SMART529 College Savings Program, and this annual essay contest encourages kids through kindergarten through 5th grade to dream about what they want to be when they grow up and to really decide what their career goals are. It also gets them to start thinking about how they're going to turn that career into a reality. Coming up, we'll talk to a family who has not one, not two, but 5 regional essay winners in their family. They will share with us why this contest is so important, why having higher education goals is so important for their family as well. But first, we're here to talk with West Virginia State Treasurer Jorn Perdue, and he's going to talk more about the contest itself. Also joining us is Jorn Otte. He's a representative with the Hartford, which administers the SMART529 essay program for the Treasurer's Office. Treasurer Perdue and Jorn, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's great to have you on this gorgeous day.
Oh, beautiful day.
Yes, it's gorgeous out here. And Treasurer Perdue, 2017 marks the 10th annual year for the When I Grow Up essay contest, which again SMART529 sponsors. What is it like to have this contest for 10 years in a row and a successful contest at that?
Well, it's exciting that we have over 3,000 entries into this contest today, and we've had that consistently over the 10-year period. So the point is 3 things really. One is this is a great opportunity to get the kids dreaming at a very young age about what they want to be when they grow up, and working towards that goal and objective as they go through college. Go towards college. And it gets our education system involved in a system that really challenges those kids with this essay contest and writing skills and so forth in developing that. And it also then gets the parents to realize that they got to start saving, and the grandparents as well, for that college education or technical education for that child to really change their life. And it's an exciting time for West Virginia to have a 10-year program that's really been successful and really starting to make a difference, because a lot of these kids now are already in college and some of them already graduated.
Take me back 10 years ago when this contest started. Did you think it would be 10 years running, and what was your purpose in creating this contest?
Well, the purpose is that the point is getting parents and grandparents to save for their children and grandchildren's education. And we have a great program here. We're a $2.5 billion program, and it's still growing. And you get a tax deduction on your state income tax, the flexibility of the program, moving the money from child to child, and they're getting an education out there for those parents and grandparents to realize, hey, I got to start putting some money aside here, because tuition just keeps on rising, and it doesn't get any cheaper to send that kid to college or to both tech type schools to be a welder, a plumber, or whatever they want to be. There are so many educational opportunities out there. As long as you use the money for educational opportunities for that child or grandchild, then you never had to pay any taxes on it.
Well, Jorn, we're here at the State Culture Center for the 10th annual ceremony for the When I Grow Up contest, and this is where all the regional winners come in. They have the opportunity to read their essays and receive their prizes as well. Can you talk a little bit about the regional winners and the prizes they will receive?
Absolutely. First of all, I think this is a wonderful contest, and I think that the state of West Virginia is very lucky to have Treasurer Perdue and someone who really cares about education for our children. As far as the contest itself is concerned, I think it's really great. The Hartford Funds, as the administrator of the program, provides a $500 prize to each of the regional winners in the form of a SMART529 savings plan. And then the grand prize winner gets an additional $4,500 for a total of $5,000 into a college savings plan. So it's a wonderful way to get these kids a great head start on saving for their future education.
Yeah, a great investment for their future.
Absolutely.
And Treasurer, when you're talking about the investment, I mean, we're talking about over $100,000 in investments over the 10 years for just the children. And then there are other prizes as well. The schools get a $500 cash award.
Yes.
And teachers, there's the teacher contest as well. So there's one teacher winner every year. That's got to make you feel good to know that that money is being invested invested back in the community, back into the lives of West Virginia children, and that's something that the Hartford helps do.
Yeah, I thank Hartford for being a great participant of that, and you know, having that money being put in to scholarships for the 529 to be able to go to a higher education, it really excites people out here. People are starting to realize, wait a minute here, I got a chance if my kid writes this essay contest to be a regional winner, at least get $500 towards that education, and a chance to maybe win the $5,000 total here today. Some child is going to be very excited to get $5,000 total towards your college education in a 529 concept. And so that makes a big difference. But, you know, it's just starting to catch on. It takes a while to build a program, and now it's getting exciting out there. More and more parents and grandparents are participating with their children and making a difference in their life. And that's what makes me so excited, is that education is what opens up the doors of opportunity for children in this state, and open up the doors of opportunity for me. And that's what it's all about, is being able to give an opportunity for children to be able to walk through those doors and get a higher education.
Absolutely. Treasurer Perdue, Jorn, we are going to talk much more about this contest and the SMART 529 program a little later in the show, but first we're going to pause for a quick break, and when we come back, one of this year's regional When I Grow Up winners and his parents will join us to talk about their family's experience with the contest. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to this special edition of Treasury Notes. I'm your host, Gina Joynes. Today we're at the State Culture Center in Charleston to recognize the 15 regional winners of the 10th Annual SMART 529 When I Grow Up essay contest. Joining me now is Joshua Love, a 5th grader from Harrison County. His parents, John and Julie, are here as well. Thank you all for being here with us today. And Joshua, you were selected as one of the regional winners for the When I Grow Up essay contest. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now you're in 5th grade, but when you wrote the essay, you were actually in 4th grade at Simpson Elementary School in Harrison County. You wrote that you wanted to be, I believe, a construction engineer when you grow up. Can you tell us why you selected that career?
Well, ever since I was little, there was this contractor that worked on our house. He built our deck in our extra garage. And he was just like, over the years, he just became my best friend.
You sound so much like my son as well. That he would love that job. And congratulations again on your win. I think it's great that you were able to express what you want to be at such a young age. And Julie and John, I'm sure you two are as well, equally impressed and proud of your son.
Absolutely.
Did you have any idea that's what he was going to write about?
Yes,
you did. And I think I know why you had an idea, because this isn't the first time he entered the contest, right? He entered a couple years in a row. I have to tell the audience, this is not your only winner, and this is not your only child. The Loves have 5 children, and Joshua is the 5th and our 5th When I Grow Up essay contest winner. Everyone I tell this to says that's unbelievable.
It is.
So what's the formula?
I think it's persistence. This is Josh's 4th try to win the contest, so he kept trying again.
You guys have mastered the formula, and again, I want to tell our audience that this really is a remarkable feat, because these entries are judged blindly. The judges don't know the names of the children who entered the contest, and like you said, Joshua had entered before and not won the contest, but this time was the key. So what do you think he did differently this time, or do you think just this was the lucky charm year?
I think his essay has evolved from the point when he started writing in kindergarten. Of course, he was writing about driving the pickup trucks and driving the bulldozers, and it evolved into more of a construction engineering type of an essay. It matured. His essay matured, I guess.
John and Julie, today's all about Joshua, but we have to mention, as I said, the other children who've won. And since we're celebrating the 10th year of our When I Grow Up essay contest, it really is fun to go back and look at the essays and see what the children who were in the early years of the contest wanted to be. I know your son Jacob was the first to win this contest in your family, and he wrote that he wanted to be a geologist. Now, by our calculations, he's in college, correct?
Correct.
So, does he still want to be a geologist? What is he going to school for? Can you talk a little bit about his path now?
Yeah, he's not in geology, but something very similar, and that's petroleum and natural gas engineering. So still involved with the energy industry. So it's very similar to what he wrote about 9 years ago. He's a sophomore at WVU in petroleum and natural gas engineering.
That's fantastic. And that's really one of the best parts about this contest, seeing those children from 4th, 5th grade winning the contest to then going to school and really acting on those dreams. Okay, really quickly, I want to mention your other children. It's Jenna, right, wanted to be a violinist?
Correct.
Still on that path, we think?
Still on a path, still playing her violin
great.
all the time. She wants to continue in college, but she's a little more into political science.
Jocelyn, our 2012 regional winner, wanted to be a teacher, correct?
Correct.
And still on that path?
Still similar.
Yeah, she still talks about that, but she's also talking about maybe wanting to go to become a lawyer, law school. So we'll see where that goes.
Fantastic. JD wanted to be a neurologist in 2014. How are we doing with JD? How's his career?
Still on a path.
Still on the
Yeah, he's
path.
still talking about that.
Like I said, you know, 529 is such a great program. How do you, and obviously you place an importance on this. If you have all these children, 5 children, you want them to win, paying for 5 years, 5 children to go through college is going to be a feat in and of itself. So how does the Smart 529 really help your family?
It's helped us early on when they were very young to budget our money and to save for each one of them. And we've seen how the program really, we're reaping the benefits now with Jacob being in college and seeing how the program has helped us and how our money has grown.
Do you have any advice for other families who just, whether or not their children get involved with the contest, just about 529 in general, John?
Well, I just say start early, and even if it's a small amount, just get into a monthly contribution to build those funds, and just through the compounding of the market and the performance of the funds, they perform very well. So even starting small, it grows into something much bigger later.
We talked about your 5 children, and Joshua, I have to come back to you and talk a little bit about the pressure you must have felt. After all 4 of your siblings were regional winners of this contest this year, were you really worried that you might not win?
Yeah, I was a little nervous because they were kind of teasing me before I won, but then when I heard that I won it, I was really relieved.
And then you teased them back, right?
Yeah.
Said, ha ha ha, I won, I won. I'm the last one to take home the prize. What was your reaction? I'll address this to all of you. What was your reaction when you won?
Well, I got in the car back from school, and she said, guess what you won? And I said, what? And she said, Smart 529. And I was thrilled.
I bet so. Mom, Dad, what was the reaction when you heard this? Were you
Just
like,
very-
oh yeah, why? Of course.
No, very proud, very proud.
Yeah, we're really happy for him.
Again, I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that the When I Grow Up essay contest really starts to get children involved in the process of thinking about what they want to be, not just about what they want to be, but about going to college and furthering their education. You said you have a child now. One, again, we talked about one is in college, another one you're visiting the colleges now. So talk about that experience, just keeping that dialogue open with your children.
Correct. It's a major milestone in their lives, and choosing a college and going to college is extremely important, and we've stressed that with our children. So, but yes, we're now shopping for colleges for Jenna.
Okay.
But even, starting at such a young age, though, it's not something completely foreign to them. We've been talking about it for, even when they were Josh's age, when we first started talking about college, something that's been in the back of their minds to consider.
Some of the children who win, they have the $500 invested in the Smart 529 accounts, and their parents might not continue to contribute. Do you continue to contribute, and if so, why?
Yes, we've seen how beneficial the program is, and it's helped us be ourselves be disciplined on saving money too. It's an easy avenue for us to save money. And I will say the $500 that Jacob won, 10 years ago, has paid for books for a whole year for him. Wow. That's how the money has grown. So it's benefited.
The money does grow. That's another big plus. And we tell people all the time, you want to do this contest because there's nothing to lose. It's not hard. Talk about the process of writing with your children or helping them with the contest or just encouraging them if that's the role you play. Talk about your role in helping your children participate in this contest.
As a parent, it gives us an opportunity to open the door and sit down and talk to our kids about their futures and so forth. And the essay really takes no time to write, does it? No, it's very quick. It's just a matter of doing it, having the discipline to sit down and do it.
Okay, so before we say goodbye, just one last push to tell other parents why you think that they should help their children participate in this contest and encourage them to write this essay. It's 100 words. It's easy to do, as you said.
Yeah, I would say just start early with the kids, even if they don't win it the first year. If they're persistent and stay with it, they could win. And also it opens up the door to contributing early toward your child's education.
Yeah, and I will say this, 2018 entries, you can already start that process now. Go to smart529.com, log on, you can get the essay contest rules and the application, easy to do. Thank you, Love Family. We appreciate you so much being here, and I guess this is probably the last time I'm going to talk to you, but we'll invite you back on the show again so that we can talk with some of the older ones and get their experience after they've been in college a few years, okay?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well, Joshua is just one of 15 regional winners being recognized today. Each one of those winners, as I said earlier, receives $500 invested in a SMART529 account. But one lucky winner, drawn randomly during the ceremony, takes home the grand prize, a SMART529 savings of $5,000. We're excited for that winner. Kim Ward shares that moment with us, as well as highlights from the rest of today's awards ceremony.
Being named one of the 15 regional winners out of nearly 3,000 When I Grow Up essay entries is an accomplishment to be proud of. The $500 prize invested in a SMART529 education savings account is also a big deal. But for one lucky grand prize winner, drawn at random during the awards ceremony, that $500 prize turns into $5,000.
Madeline Brown.
$5,000 invested in a SMART529 savings plan will be a huge boost to Madeline's family savings for her future education. Savings that will be needed if she decides to continue with her current career plan.
There are many illnesses with no cure. As a biomedical scientist, I could change many lives.
In writing her essay, Madeline did some research on what type of education she will need to be a biomedical scientist.
I looked up a lot of about how many years it would take and some of the best schools for that degree.
Like Madeline, students are encouraged to not only dream about what they would like to be in the future, but to learn what it will take to turn those dreams into a reality. Syrah loves to dance, but she's decided on a different approach to turn her passion into a career.
I need to go to college and get my finance degree because I want to own my own dance studio.
State Treasurer John Perdue reflects on how this contest prompts students to think outside the box when exploring career options.
You're dreaming about things I never thought about dreaming about.
This out-of-the-box thinking has resulted in some well-thought-out career plans from these young minds.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor. I think that the people that treat cancer should be kind and caring to make it easier on their patients.
The best things I like about art are coloring and using my imagination.
I like to imagine what I could design as an engineer. I could bring technology to other countries and help people who do not have computers.
When I design something for the public, I want to do it in a way that will have the greatest impact on people.
I want to make everyone happy by preparing exquisite and delicious dishes. I want to go to culinary school to become a world-class chef.
To become an oncologist, you must study cancer, try to find a cure, and work hard. If I am able to help build these buildings in West Virginia, our state would become more popular and more people would want to live and work here.
I want to be a police officer Because I like to help people. I want to teach other people how to dance and move their bodies in different ways.
I would like to turn my passion into a business, and by attending college, I can better understand the equine industry.
When I grow up, I want to be a storyboard artist because I love to draw pictures.
I want to go to college and get a degree to work with people with special needs. I also want to take them places so they can have fun.
I want to go to a design school and have a little shop for my business. Interior designing is a job that has everything for me.
A key element in all of these essays is getting the proper education.
Education changes your life, and that's what changed my life, and that's what's going to change your life.
Rachel hopes that a career in interior design will not only change her life, but perhaps the lives of others as well.
I believe that having a home that is really comfortable for you is really important for your life because it can make you happier, so it can make you do better things in your life.
As a When I Grow Up contest winner, Madeline encourages other students to embrace this opportunity.
I think it is a great program, and if you have not thought about what you want to be when you grow up, I would recommend starting to think about it because that will be your career for your whole life.
Reporting for Treasury Notes, I'm Kim Ward.
What an absolutely exciting day. We always enjoy hearing all of the When I Grow Up essay contest winners share their essays with family and friends. It is such a great day here at the Culture Center. Joining me again is State Treasurer John Perdue and Hartford Representative Jorn Otte. Thank you both again for joining us. And Treasurer Perdue, one thing we haven't touched on very much yet here in the show is talking about the fact that When I Grow Up, the essay contest isn't just for children, it's also for teachers. We also have a teacher essay contest portion that you started several years ago. Why did you decide to start that portion of the essay contest, and talk about the excitement with that?
Well, the excitement about that, why I chose to start that, is teachers play such an important role in a child's development in life and education. I think everyone can point out that some teacher made a difference in their life and why they are where they are today, whether they're the treasurer of the state or whether they're an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher. That was some teacher that made a difference in that young kid's life. And this essay contest brings that personal relationship together where they're writing and dreaming about what they want to be when they grow up, and the teacher is helping to develop that goal and that objective in their life and challenging them to be that in education. And having a teacher to be able to participate in the contest and win $2,500, one of them, gets them to realize they're a major part of the development of the education of the future of our children.
And that $2,500 for one winning teacher is a cash prize that they can do with as they wish. So this is a great incentive for them to get involved, get their students involved, and write their own essay as well.
And absolutely. Most of these teachers, I found out, though they get to do what they want to with that, they're usually putting it back in their classroom or sometimes paying off some of those college loans that they developed and different things like that. But they're also giving back because they won the contest.
Yeah, and Jorn, we talk about the When I Grow Up essay contest as it is really designed to get children dreaming about their future, but it's not just about their career path, it's also about what path they're going to take for higher education. Talk a little bit about that, because college sometimes isn't the only answer.
Absolutely. One of the things that I love about the SMART529 program is that those funds can be used not just for a college education, but for a vocational training, technical school, any sort of post-high school education opportunity that exists. That's something that they can use the SMART529 program for. So the When I Grow Up essay contest really gets kids thinking about, okay, if I'm interested in becoming a certain thing, what path do I need to take? Do I need to go to a college or a university, or am I looking more at a vocational school? So if you plant that seed early on in a child, they have a real opportunity to pursue it.
It's just really important to start saving early.
Absolutely.
And start saving now, because a lot of people have that misconception that, hey, my child might not go to college, so I don't need to put money in the 529, but that's not the case.
Not at all, and the sooner they can start saving, the better it'll be for long term. But again, it's never too late to start. You know, when a child is 12, 14, 15 years old, they can still open a program and benefit from it.
That's right. Treasurer, we saw Kim's story earlier with the children reading their essays, and that is just, I mean, such a fantastic part of this day. It's so much fun to see those kids get up there from kindergarten through 5th grade, reading their essays, talking about what they want to be when they grow up. How does it make you feel when you see these kids and you listen to these essays every year?
Well, like I said, Gina, this is one of the best days of being the treasurer of the state, is watching that opportunity of listening to those kids really putting their heart and soul into what they wrote about and what they want to be when they grow up, and listening to them really brings a tear to your eye and touches your heart. And you can look out in the crowd and see those parents and grandparents smiling ear to ear. They're so proud of their grandchildren and their child and what they've accomplished and what they're dreaming about being. It's just a great day.
Are there any that stand out to you? I know throughout the years we've had some really unique different professions that they've talked about: police officers, teachers, artists. I think one time there was a teddy bear engineer. Was that it?
Yeah, you just never know what these kids are thinking about. He wanted to be a teddy bear maker, and so and bring love to all the other kids in the world. And so you never know what some kid's thinking about, but he's thinking outside the box. But you know, that's kind of things you know, entomologists and things like that, you never think kids are thinking about bugs and things like that. And so it's just kind of interesting what they write about.
Yeah, and Jan, this is your first year experiencing this. It's a fantastic day to be a part of.
It's so much fun, and like the treasurer said, just seeing the joy on those kids' faces and the happiness of their families. This is a real special day to be a part of SMART529.
Yeah, and you know, the end result is really the fact that these kids are going to have a little less burden when they're ready to take that next step beyond high school. Talk about some of the advantages that these children can take advantage of by investing in a SMART529.
Well, for one thing, every dollar that they invest now is a dollar that does not have to be paid back through student loans or whatever later on. So it's a win-win in terms of not only saving for the future, but also protecting themselves from future debt. So every dollar that can be set aside, whether it's for a vocational education or a technical education or a college or university, whatever it might be, that goes a long way to ensuring a child has a better future.
Yeah, and really quickly, Treasurer, I want to get this in there as quickly as you can. Bright Babies program. Children who are in their first year of life, if you open an account, they get $100 invested in the SMART529. That's through the Bright Babies program. So it's really a great opportunity for new parents to invest as well.
Well, absolutely, and it's a program that's catching on in the state, and we got to get started early. And so we're challenging the young adults of our state here to invest in the 529 plan, get the first $100 put into that Bright Babies program for them, and it gets the grandparents and everyone start thinking, aunts and uncles, start thinking about, I can put some money in there and make a difference in that child's life too.
Right, and this is another incentive. The program managers are putting that money toward the child's education, and they just need to open an account to make it happen, right, Jan?
Absolutely, just open that account before the child turns 1, $300.
Fantastic. Thank you both for being with us today. Again, we're here at the Cultural Center for the SMART529 When I Grow Up Essay Contest. Looking forward to a fantastic ceremony and appreciate all your hard work. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today. That's all the time we have. Remember, you can always get the latest news and information from the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or on our website. Keeping you informed on the Library Television Network, I'm Gina Joynes with the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office.